Hey, Chance, do we have to get up? Hello? Does anybody else not want to get up today? We don't want to get up today. Hello, how are you doing, everybody? Got a little bit of a late start this morning, but it's Friday, and it's 11 a.m., and I am off work for the week. Cheers! We're going to get to some headlines and some fuckery around the country. And the world. We can't leave the rest of the world out, can we? It is February 4th, 2022. I'm here with you today on this Friday. It's snowy in upstate New York. It's actually not snow. It's really like freezing rain and sleet snow. So it's even more dangerous than snow, which is great because people that don't know how to drive in snow really don't know how to drive in this stuff. Yeah, it's about 16 degrees here, and we're still in a storm warning. Welcome to the East Coast. Texas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, they're not used to being in this stuff. They got some power lines down, but they are on top of it. Colorado got buried, but they're used to this kind of thing. I hear that Russia is making false flag videos of apparently them having attacked because they're not happy that we sent troops over there, so they're trying to bait us into an attack first, which our potato in chief may just fucking fall for, but hopefully those generals over there won't. So President Biden was in the Big Apple yesterday, and he had a actually kind of coherent conversation with our tyrant and cat governor here and Mayor Adams down there in the city about gun violence. Biden said he's ready to fund all these big programs and policies over gun violence, but he's still trying to interpret the Second Amendment for us. I can read, Joe. I can definitely read, and I know exactly what the Second Amendment says. And I'm sure the people here, if they don't know what it says, they can look it up and read it themselves. We don't need you to interpret them for us because it's to protect us against you. So you don't need to interpret the Constitution for us to gaslight us into believing what you want us to believe about the second. Potato just kept pumping their ear with shit that they want to hear, so Adams kept patting Joe Biden on the back. He's probably got some bruises on the back with how hard he was being patted on the back. He's definitely got a mess in his diaper from leakage. The people of New York are a little more direct than he likes. Adams says Joe is the average Joe. Yeah, he's the average racist average Joe. He's the traitor-in-chief of the United States, the ex-vice president of the United States. That's what stuff around the web that I found that's notable. So the first thing is Joe Rogan had to explain to people what a podcast was. You know, where people have different opinions and they come together and they discuss them in a manner, a humanistic manner. You know, they have discussions on why they came to those opinions. Joe Rogan's not a journalist yet, and he's being condemned as one. What do you think? I don't feel like he's been spreading misinformation. I listen to his podcast. He's got a lot of cool people on there. I just feel like he's being villainized. And everybody that's saying that they're going to take their music off of there or whatever is, they're getting canceled because of it. They're canceling themselves. So anyway, Joe Rogan, keep going, buddy. Anyway, he came on his own little Instagram, I think it was, to tell people, what a podcast was and to say that he is going to get more opinions, more varying opinions on his podcast, which I'm extremely interested in. So it's just going to make it better anyway. Thank you very much for all that and for canceling yourselves, guys, showing who you are in the whole scheme of things. Now, speaking of showing people who you are, let's skip ahead to this one. We have the Masked Singer judges walked off after Rudy Giuliani revealed himself on the show. So you know what the Masked Singer is, right? They sing and they do stuff, and then at the end they try to guess who they are. Well, I guess Rudy Giuliani was on there. I need to figure this out. I need to watch this. But I guess Robin Thicke and Ken Jeong exited the stage after it was revealed that Giuliani was one of the contestants. You walked off of your own show because you didn't agree with the politics of the person behind the mask? You just showed who you were. I was a fan of both of you. Now I don't want to watch anything. Ken Jeong he's funny. Now I don't want to watch him. Like, people are people. This is like the end of humanity. Like, why aren't we just treating people as humans and putting their politics as secondary? Like, you got to have conversations with these people to know what they're about, right? Not just read headlines and So I guess this show airs next month, which is going to be interesting. I do have more news. You'll see me more today. Peace. Still at the desk with some food for thought. All right. So we all know that CNN President Jeff Zucker abruptly resigned, acknowledging a relationship with a senior colleague. So he was separated from the long-term wife. And then a relationship with his marketing officer began during the pandemic. So one thing for thought. The Maxwell trial. She went down guilty, right? After that, we have people from CNN and big companies falling like flies, quitting under mysterious reasons, right? So they haven't addressed any of it, none of it. And then the president steps down, but there are pictures of his ex-wife and Maxwell. Yeah, yep. So there's more to why he stepped down, and there's more to why people from CNN keep dropping like flies. Hey, how you doing? So a study finds that the lockdowns only prevented COVID deaths by 0.2%. Yeah, 0.2. Important news in woke news, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Washington Redskins no longer Redskins. Now, we knew that was going on, right? This whole propaganda and, well, activists, investors, business partners, they decided that wasn't okay. And so the team will now be known as, I think Washington went commando. The team will be known as the Washington Commandos. So will they be wearing underwear or won't they be wearing underwear while playing? I'm just asking for a friend. Let me know. Let's see what else we have. Remember I told you Black Lives Matter was under fire by the threat of legal action if they didn't turn over their books? Well, Black Lives Matter now halted online fundraising after California and Washington threatened legal action. So the states demand the group submit delinquent financial disclosures. Wait for it. More on Boris Johnson's Partygate. I guess 4 of his senior staff quit among the Partygate scandal. I wonder if they're part of the Partygate scandal. And what does Partygate entail? These are questions I have. Oh, and just in case you cared, Mark Zuckerberg, the guy who tries to censor everybody and think that, he can fact check the world because he knows it all. His wealth plunged by $31 billion after Meta stock took a dive. Billion, with a B, $1 billion. And guess who's blaming it on TikTok? Yep, he's blaming it on TikTok. Well, Zuck, if you wouldn't have banned groups and ban people from speaking, there wouldn't have been a mass exodus of Meta and people going to different platforms because they can't speak on yours without being reported for extremism. Bro, connect the freaking dots. You're supposed to be smart. Ooh, Jon Stewart's getting there. He's just running his mouth. I love it because he's more leftist, or has more leftist, but he's not putting up with it. He says musicians like Neil Young pulling their music from Spotify is an overreaction to Joe Rogan, and it's a mistake. And I agree with him because there's a First Amendment right. And guess what? Mainstream media is not doing their job right now. So it's people like Joe Rogan, the bigger podcasts, even little people like me that are getting truth out to people rather than them believing all this mainstream media headline shit. I was catching up on my binge watching today when a commercial came on with a subtitle saying, "This commercial was recorded prior to COVID-19," because they needed to justify why people weren't wearing masks in the commercial. What?
This whole crap with this cancel culture and the... Shut up! Shit! Shut the fuck up! Nobody wants to hear it. Fucker. You've been talking all fucking week. You don't care what you have to say. Just stop talking. You got me right in my fucking head, asshole. Stop. Damn it.